Be a little bit of dead time before it catches up to us, but I don't know. We're gonna have another Sitka night this year, I'm sure. So I'll say something that we'll have another one at the shop.
Yeah, we'll be doing.
Good to go. All right, welcome back for round 2 with Sitka gear, guys. This is our sales rep for Wisconsin, Dave. Dave, thanks for coming on, talking to us about everything Sitka. We're really excited. All kinds of new stuff. I'm a Sitka fanboy. I'm kind of a nerd with it. I love the stuff. We're looking at new stuff, but it's all in Elevated 2. Can you quickly tell us, in our last video with Alex, we talked about Elevated 2. It was mentioned, but why does it look like this? We have customers saying, you know, I like so-and-so camo. It looks like a tree. Why this doesn't look like a leaf to me? What's the difference?
Absolutely, yeah. You know, one of the quick questions that always comes up is like, hey, this camo looks different. Yeah. And I like to just kind of tell people, yeah, it looks different because it really is. All of the OptiFade patterns really started out with science in mind. You know, when Gore got into the business of building camouflage, they started out a very science-based company. They started out with some really basic questions. You know, why do we need camouflage? How do we use camouflage? And really quickly in the process, when they started to dig deeper into it, you know, the question came of, okay, we're using camouflage to hide from animals. Well, what about the animals? What about the prey? What about, you know, the animals we're chasing? And really quickly they found something out. Most big game animals, large ungulates, don't see the way you and I see. Yeah. Okay, we are, you know, we've got a full range of vision. We see the full rainbow of colors, right? Yep. We're what they call a trichromat. We see three sets of rods and cones in our eyes. The old Roy G. Biv thing, yep. Red, orange, yellow. Deer don't see that way. Deer actually see in shades of black and white. They're a dichromat. Okay. They've only got 2 sets of rods and cones. So when OptiFade was developed, it really looked at the way animals see, and didn't seek to try and look like something we're not, but simply look like nothing, right? Exactly. So some places out there on our website, you go to sitkagear.com, you'll see the science of nothing really about OptiFade. So what we're doing here is we're actually using a series of small patterns, micro patterning, and then large pattern, macro patterning. Macro patterning helps break up outline, and then micro patterning helps confuse the eye. Okay. So instead of trying to look like a tree that we don't do a very good job at, we're just hiding from an animal by looking like nothing. It disrupts the way an animal sees. So OptiFade really is about the science of the way an animal sees and using that sort of against them to look like nothing in their eyes. And the great part about that science is, you know, whether it's Elevated 2, a pattern that was developed specifically for tree stand hunting, or some of our other patterns, we can sort of adjust that based upon the way we're hunting an animal for maximum effect. Okay. So part of the reason that you know, you see different patterns from us really has to do with, you know, are we in a tree stand hunting? Yep. Patterns like our open country or our subalpine and big game are really about ground-based hunting, spot and stalk style hunting. So we can adjust those algorithms to work any way we want them, and we're not stuck with looking like an oak tree. Yeah. So the science really works great that way. We've had great results. There's some phenomenal stuff out there. If you go to our website and see some of the different where animals just absolutely look right through a hunter. It's proven very effective. Yeah, I can attest to that too. Deer look right through me. It's pretty neat when you get to have that experience out in the field. So difference between, you know, your stuff that's printed versus, you know, like we were looking at in our last video, you know, the Fanatic bibs and jacket. Is there a difference in the pattern very much, or is it just because it's puffy? Yeah, no, you do get, depending upon the fabric that we're actually using in a garment, you're going to see the pattern appear slightly different. Specifically in our whitetail collection, you probably see more variation, and that has to do with the fact that we're working with a lot of soft face fabrics. You know, obviously like our Stratus bib here uses a quiet brush face fabric. Our Fanatic uses a real high loft Berber fleece in there. You're going to get a little bit different you know, definition on the pattern depending upon what type of fabric. It still does the job, though. Absolutely, yeah. You know, it's not really about the definition of the pattern. It's really about the spatial orientation of the pattern. So it doesn't affect it. So this mannequin here is dressed in everything that I haven't seen until I showed up yesterday. Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about some of this stuff? Yeah, so we're gearing up for fall 18, some of the new products. A lot of people probably know our Stratus system, which has been out of outerwear for a couple of years. We've done a Stratus jacket, a Stratus pant, a Stratus vest. All of those pieces are a 3-layer laminate, really soft outer face fabric, a Gore wind stopper membrane, so they're totally windproof. And then we use a microcheck insulation inside of there. So, you know, as far as a a range of seasons. Stratus is probably our most universal.
Yeah.
Well, within that family of pieces, there's one thing definitely missing, and that was the Stratus bib.
Yep.
So for 18, we're gonna have a Stratus bib. You know, I really feel like the Stratus bib, Stratus jacket, if a customer came to me and said, hey, I want one set with a maximum range of use, Stratus is going to be it. You can layer down for earlier in the season, add layers underneath, add a puffy insulation underneath that, and take it right through the whitetail rut out into November.
Puffy insulation.
Yeah, there's a new one coming, right? So underneath here, we've got the Celsius Midi, a piece that I'm really excited about. It's a 100-gram Primaloft piece, uses a micro ripstop nylon. We've got a low-profile cuff, so it's going to layer underneath a jacket really well. You know, early in the season, this might be the piece you pull on for that last hour, half hour in the day, you know, of a sit. Later in the season, you might layer up and wear this underneath really any one of our jackets. What I love about Celsius Midi is it's sort of that fourth layer on your upper half. It's going to make any jacket that we make last a season longer. So if you're already on a Stratus jacket and you realize out into November I'm getting a little chilly, you put that Celsius Midi underneath it, man, you're going to be good to go.
Heck yeah.
And likewise, if you own our Fanatic, one of our heaviest systems, Celsius Midi underneath that, you can hunt all the way through the close of the season in January. We've had a little bit cold weather lately, so the last week or so has proven this would have been really helpful to have one.
And then it looks like Equinox hoodie, right?
Equinox hoodie is a new addition as well too. So Equinox hoodie really uses a textile that we've worked with in other pieces, but this is the first time we brought it into whitetail. We've got a high loft Berber on the inside, and that's bonded to a hard face soft shell exterior, so it's going to be really abrasion resistant, a little bit of wind resistance. Just a great all-around piece. It comes with a fully articulated hood and a built-in face mask in there, so you got some concealment. All of those features for $199 retail.
It's a fantastic jacket.
I think if you look out there at that kind of price, what's available, this jacket really kind of stands for what we do at Sitka. Printed zippers, laminated pocket, just all the details of what we're known to bring to the game at a price that we just never have offered before.
Yeah, that's a great price point for that. On all the gear, I know it's quality. Our customers know it's quality. The booth is full, so everybody knows it's quality.
It's been busy.
What kind of warranty are we looking at? We're gonna beat. Deer hunters beat up their clothes.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know, all of our products carry a 1-year warranty on them. That's basically based upon material workmanship, right? If something went wrong in production, we're going to fix that. What a lot of people don't know with our stuff is that we have a couple repair facilities around the country.
Oh, really?
So if you ever run into a problem with a Sitka jacket, maybe you blow a zipper out, maybe you snag it on a fence and tear it, you call customer service up, we'll help direct you to one of those repair facilities. If it isn't a warranty issue, we'll help you get it fixed and keep it going.
For sure.
You know, we kind of feel like you're making a purchase that's going to last a long time. Obviously, we're building product at the highest level of quality out there. We want to make sure it lasts a long time for people.
Finally, before we let you get out of here and get back to work, there's a lot of solids that are hanging out. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely, right? So for years, we've actually done, and I'll grab a piece right over here, a lot of pieces in what we call our hunting solids, right? And these are hunting-based pieces. You know, they're designs we use in our camo patterns. We just do them in a solid that comes from a Pantone from one of those camo patterns. Well, for actually spring 18, in about a month, we're going to launch our first part of the Train, Travel, and Work collection. So we've got a few pieces coming out in spring 18. They're going to be based around, you know, kind of everything that we do outside of the hunting season. So whether that's getting out on your property and working, you know, planting, working on stands, getting in the gym, maybe getting a little more fit for a Western hunt.
Whatever.
Or part of it is,
I do that,
you know, relaxing and have a little bit of time with friends. So Train Travel Work's really going to encompass kind of everything else that we do in life. Of course, bringing all the technical fabrics, technical insulation, everything that Sitka is known for in a package that is really going to handle everything we do in the rest of our lives. So we pulled out a couple pieces, a couple things that I'm really excited about here. The Lowland jacket. Lowland jacket is a Primaloft piece with a really cool face fabric. You know, in those mild winters, it's going to be just kind of an everyday wear type piece. Keep you nice and warm. It's super lightweight, super packable. You can put a shell over this if the weather gets really bad. It just looks sharp. I mean, coloration. And then right behind it, our camp hoodie. Really, really cool piece. Uses a merino wool outer, bonded to a fleece inside, full zip. you know, that's the kind of piece that you can just add and live in this thing. I know some of the guys from the company have been wearing this thing for, you know, 12, 16 washings, and if I hung it up here, it looks just like this brand new one hanging. So,
awesome.
We've got a lot of other designs coming too that people haven't seen. So I think the cool part about that is, you know, our customers recognize Sitka for what we bring to the hunting game.
Yep.
It's a little bit of a brand that defines all of us. I think, you know, the great part in the industry right now is hunting's being embraced from a local food movement standpoint. People recognizing that, you know, we're responsibly bringing meat to our friends and families, and this is just kind of a way to help us year round define who we are and bring the same kind of performance to all the other things we do in our life, including, you know, what we do in the tree stand.
It's Sitka gear for a reason. It's not Sitka clothes or Sitka camo. It's gear. It truly is a gear company.
Absolutely. You know, that tagline of turning clothing into gear was really about how do we look at apparel differently and how do we change people's mindset about improving the quality of an experience out there. You know, we fully believe that if you dress properly, you wear the right layering system, you can have a better experience when you're out there in the field.
For sure.
You know, nowadays not a lot of people hunt to survive, or they have to hunt to feed. This is, you know, partially recreation. So, you know, vacation time's precious. So we want to make sure we're having the best possible time. And what we found in the field is that leads to better outcomes, right? If you're more comfortable, you're more plugged in. A lot of times that means better outcome while you're hunting. We feel like you can have a better experience every day as well too with some of the stuff. So
awesome. Well, I know I'm excited about Sitka gear. I always am. You are. I know our customers are. The shop's really excited to bring some of this new stuff to you guys on the shelf this year, whether it be the solids, the new elevated two pieces, some of the new subalpine pieces for out west hunts. We're probably going to have Dave back to the shop sometime this spring, do another Sitka event, I would assume.
Yeah, for a couple years running now. We've done kind of you know, a couple Sitka nights where we've talked tech, we've got people outfitted for hunts, we've done some one-on-one. I think we'll be looking to evolve that a little bit, maybe do a couple fun new things. Maybe we'll bring in some brand partners a little bit. You know, you can find OptiFate on a lot of different products and a lot of good products from, you know, Matthews bows to Bowtech bows to Hoyt bows now to muddy harnesses. If you look at the show, there's going to be a new muddy harness out there. So we got a lot of great partners that are using the OptiFate. It'd be fun to kind of pull them into the fray as well. Too.
So guys, everybody's excited about Sitka, as always. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Dave. Thanks to Sitka Gear. We'll see you in a couple hours for another interview. Stay tuned.
We'll see you in the shop.